Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of de-influencing because Lauren's got a problem, okay? So I decided to, rather than do another brand new mini review of something, I thought I should go through all my palettes and see which ones are discontinued or dead. So let's do that, okay? So I already went ahead and went through every single one of my palettes, and I will tell you, I have over 80 palettes, okay? So that is it's not healthy, okay? It's a collection, but really you should only have a couple palettes, like a couple staples in your collection, okay? Not the whole basket of discontinued product that it's discontinued. I can't promote these things because you guys can't get it unless you're gonna go into an auction on eBay, and well, that's just silly. That's just silly. Okay, so I went through once again just because I wanted to separate them by brand and also separate them by whether or not the brand still exists or whether it's dead, okay? So we're going to start off with the brands that still exist but created these products just for a quick run and never had them again. So let's start off with everybody's favorite, Tarte, okay? So I have two palettes here from Tarte. And yes, I put all of my palettes that are discontinued, I put a little star on them. So let's start off with this one. We have the Sugar Rush palette. This one was an exclusive for Ipsy BoxyCharm. I got it about, I think, 4 years ago. And yes, it only lasted, I think, like 4 months. Or it was an exclusive to BoxyCharm Ipsy. So you never, ever actually saw it again after that. Then we have also from Tarte, this is their Sunrise palette. It's basically just another nude palette. For some reason, like 3 years ago, there was a huge rise in the nudes. So we love that for Tarte. So these two, if you look for them on their website, you don't find them. They don't exist anymore. Now let's go to indie brand. This is Ace Beauty. Okay, Ace Beauty is still around. However, they no longer have the Whimsical Bloom palette, which came out last spring, or the Falling For You palette, which came out, I want to say 2 or 3 falls ago. So, both of these are gone. Whimsical Bloom is actually really gorgeous. It's a good replacement if you do not have the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. This is very similar color story to that one. And then the Falling For You palette has a very, like, generic fall candy apple kind of vibe. So those are those two. We also have from the Jeffree Star Cosmetics, we have the Mini Breaker palette. I know a few years ago this palette got really controversial because other people were finding mold in their palette. I did not find any mold in my palette. My palette is pretty clean. Anything that looks out of place is just like because one of the purple shades got into one of the lighter shades. So honestly, it's still eyeshadow. Another company that is still around, but they don't have this line anymore, is the the Beauty Creations Dare to Be Bright collection. This is a Bossy palette. They don't have this palette anymore. But the collection, they do still have the collection. So, like, you can get some of these eyeshadow shades inside of one of their palettes. But I think the big ringer for their products in that company is actually their eyeshadow bases and stuff that you can get under the Dare to Be Bright, or, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's under the Dare to Be Bright name. Now, this one's going to be a little bit of a throwback, and to be honest, it's going to age me a little bit, but some of the first palettes that I actually ever received in my makeup career were from MAC Cosmetics. So once again, it's a company that is still on the market. We love MAC Cosmetics. However, you can no longer get the In the Flesh palettes, okay? So this is the In the Flesh Neutral, I'm pretty sure, and then In the Flesh Warm Neutral, okay? Beautiful palettes, great for all kinds of clients. However, they don't sell them inside of a set like that anymore, which is unfortunate. You can also build your own palettes. This one's just filled with a collection of their colors. I don't remember nor recollect what the colors are because somebody else purchased them for me. Now, going on to the next products. These ones are Yeah, we're going to go with the Natasha Denona products. I love Natasha Denona. I love the quality of her pigments. I love how pretty the color stories are. I'm just pissed off with the fact that they're already discontinued. So let's start with the first one I received from her. It is the Peak palette. All of these I got from Ipsy BoxyCharm, I should mention as well. But yeah, so the Peak one, I love the warm kind of like color story going on in that one. The Cupid palette, I received 2 of these at one point, and I shared one with a friend. Okay. We got the Ayana palette. This one, actually, I'm pretty sure I may have even gotten this one before Cupid, but after Peak, because Peak was definitely the first one. I really like this one. Good neutral eye. And then also another good neutral eye is the Hot Topic. This one I thought was going to stick around for a while, but it's only like maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years old. Already discontinued. Gone. Gone. Same with her, Miss Zendo. This is the Zendo palette. Okay. Gorgeous. Once again, it has those like mint greens and like the candy apples. Like, it's got a good vibe of fall and winter in the side of this palette. But discontinued. I loved it too. Like, it's one of those ones that you could pop out if you need single shadows. Regardless. Once again, discontinued, but the company still exists. This one comes from Dominique Cosmetics. Unfortunately, this palette is no longer available on the website, but she still has her blog up for introducing the palette. I really hope they do bring this one back because, to be honest, once again, it's got a beautiful color story. I really like the vibrancy of this blue. This color shift inside of this mesmerized shimmer. Chef's kiss. Gorgeous. One of my favorites to play with, but I feel shame playing with these shades when I can't even offer to give you guys a link to go and get them. Another indie brand that's a little less known is the Wander Beauty. Yeah, Wander Beauty. Both of these palettes, the Sweet Escape palette and the Wondrous Escape palette, they escape the buyers because they're both off the websites again. So these ones are so pretty. I love the duochrome inside that shade. What is it called? Duochrome and Sweet Dreams. And then same thing, like this one has a gorgeous sea glass. It's such a pretty shade. And I've always wanted to play with that shade. What is it? Flourish? Yeah, Flourish with a darker skin complexion. I feel like that would be absolutely gorgeous, but unavailable. Now, this brand everyone freaking knows, so it shouldn't come as an alarm, but the fact that they go through so many different products like it is fast fashion, okay? And that is ColourPop, okay? Yes, with the dramatic pop. So, it's all good. This is my tried and true favorite basics palette. It's got heat. It's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful, all over round, like just pretty. It's a pretty palette. Discontinued. Play It Jewel. This one I actually purchased, I think last year. I purchased it from Winners. If not last year, the year before. Last year was kind of a blur, so probably the year before. But once again, you've got all these jewel tones that are like blues and pinks and purples and just gorgeous colors. Once again, in the vault. ColourPop X Powerpuff Girls. I didn't even touch this palette yet. Like, they even still have the impressions on them. Like, discontinued. Another one that I bought from Winners that is also discontinued from ColourPop is the Glow Getter palette. I never even saw this one advertised. I never saw it advertised, but it's a nice basic siren-esque kind of palette. The Honey palette, the one that I swear started it all in like 2018, 2019, that beautiful everything yellow handed lemons and made a honey palette. Then we've got the Orange Glad palette, also discontinued. Once again, I loved that peach shimmer. You can see how much I almost hit the pan with it. Woo! Miss Bliss. I was surprised, actually, to see this one no longer available. Because this one's just such a pretty peach and, like, shimmery palette. Aura and Out. Another one that came kind of later in the series. Another one that I was surprised to see, like, taken off. Also one that I definitely dipped into that. I love that shimmer. That one's a gorgeous shimmer. I was surprised mainly that these ones were discontinued. Specifically because these two are not. These are old packages, I will admit that. But In a Trance and Blue Moon are still available because Blue Moon is a cult classic. This was probably the first of the series of these little 9-pan swatchers. And In a Trance, honestly, was the last time I actually collected from this series. But that being said, like, ColourPop, why are we going through so much product? What's going on there, buddy? Now, another one that is from a brand that still exists, but it's kind of, I don't want to say confusing, but like I kind of found hard to find the products. So the Eloise Beauty products, I think for some reason it was being sold on like a fashion site. I don't know. All I know is, yeah, she's no longer available, the queen. And it's another one that's got just beautiful, jewelry, dark 2016 punch you in the face kind of look. Now let's drop into the fashion brands. I consider these ones fashion brands because when you go and click on their website, whether it's through Instagram or even through Google search, you end up getting pulled onto a site that sells clothing. All the things are clothing, and then the only time that you end up finding makeup is actually inside of like an accessories or like through a rabbit hole search. And so let's start with Best Dress Lids from Mally XO. This is Mally Beauty, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's Mally Beauty. I could be wrong. But even so, it's like Shop Mally on Instagram. I not gonna lie, I struggled to find this one. And yes, this palette is discontinued. And really, it's just a basic neutrals, day to night office kind of palette. And then there is Hip Dot. I remember this was like all the rage a few years ago, and I couldn't find a freaking website for them. Nowhere. I could not find a single website. But this color story, so pretty. If I could put like my nails in this color, I would. I love a good lavender on my nails. It's so pretty. But yeah, another one bites the dust. It's just another one. This was a palette I was pretty sad to find out that the brand doesn't even exist. Like, if I'm not mistaken, she closed her doors about a year or 2 years ago. But it is the Trays Loose. I can't even remember who it was by. But regardless, Trays Loose Beauty. I love palettes where you can remove the mirror and they magnetize back. We love that. Okay. And then on top of that, the color story is so pretty as well. Like, I'm to die for with these glitters because they're actually like chunky glitter. I know some people don't really like the chunky glitter, but if you are going for a desired look, the chunky glitter is perfect for that. But she left. She no longer is producing the makeup. This one, controversial. Don't come at me. The Venus Immortalis palette from Lime Crime. As you guys may know, Lime Crime started out as like the cultiest of cult brands. Like, it started off, I think it was a influencer slash like YouTube creator, internet socialite that created a brand and was selling it, I think, primarily from her like clothing site. I don't quote me on any of this. This is just from what I remember and understand. But yeah, Venus Immortalis, I don't think she even sells any eyeshadows at this point. I don't even think they really sell any makeup anymore, so it's a clothing site. But yeah, R.I.P. Lime Crime. This was a really great one for like your basic grays and neutrals and stuff. However, if you guys are curious where you can get something similar, I would suggest Sunset Makeup. They take goth and like pastel goth and clown makeup to a new extreme. I highly recommend you check them out because they've got some good grays. They got some good neutrals, okay? Now this Brand. I did not know. I didn't know that they were done. I had no clue. I could have kept going with their products for years without even frickin' knowing. But it is the Ciate London brand. Okay. I have 3 palettes from them. We have the Ciate London Spice Palette. This is a great one for, like, I find great for Valentine's Day. It's a great all over cherry, red, shimmery, candy apple kind of vibe. Fall. Okay. It's a good for that. Love, hate, I can't say. It was a neutral. I've done a couple product like looks with this product, so it's like one of those ones that I probably will still reach for even though I know that their company is dead. On top of that, we have the Ciate London I Am Woman, What's Your Superpower? That title is just so long in the tooth. I used to call it I Am Woman palette. It's interesting. Definitely gave me insight to a bunch of philanthropists and like big people. Good names to know. Like, just I never would have thought to associate I don't even know what I'm trying to say about it. Basically, the I Am Woman palette, I was surprised that, like, first off, I was surprised the company was dead. But this palette, I'm surprised didn't get as much hype as it should have, because when it came out, it was like the era of the neutrals. So like having a full neutral palette was like perfect. That was a good call on their brand. Very good call. But obviously not good enough. The last palette of the video and of Ciate London is the Royal Edition palette. I'm not gonna lie, I've swatched a couple colors from this palette, but I always envisioned that I would be doing something with the palette, but I never actually did. I regret it, but not really. I really liked the royal blue shade inside of here and like the navy matte shade that counters it. But, oh, and Corgi. It's the same color as my boy, my Aussie. But, oh, he heard his name. He got up. But that being said, honestly, I hate to say it's just another basic palette. I was kind of pissed off that it didn't play more into the royal blues. I wish there was more purples in here. Heck, why didn't we play with the whole blue blood kind of ideal, you know? But I digress. Anyways, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any more where I'm going to be talking about products that are dead. I might do it with lipsticks. I might do it with some other products. But as far as these are concerned, I'm probably going to be using these inside of my makeup videos. But I'm probably not going to be tagging them because really there's no point in tagging product that doesn't exist anymore. But if you guys are curious to see like tutorials and stuff like that, let me know in the comments down below. I don't mind producing those kind of things, especially if you have palettes like Hip Dot or whatever and you want to see how to use it even though no one else is playing with it right now, right? But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope to see you all again soon. Until we blend again, okay? Love you all. Bye.